Hey guys, happy Friday. I hope you are all enjoying your day. Finally Friday. Hopefully we're getting some good news over the weekend. We've all been hanging out for that. So I'm coming to you live from my kitchen at home in what was sunny Templestowe. It is now pouring rain. So what better time to come in and make some bread. Today is World Bread Day, which I found out about 5 minutes ago. So I am making my favorite bread, which is beer bread. Why do I love it? Because it's got beer in it. And it's simple, super simple, 5 ingredients, ready in about an hour. So I thought I would jump on and show you guys how I make it. Camera angles are going to be a bit crazy today. I've had to make some impromptu stands. So forgive me if, I don't know, my iPhone falls in the Thermomix. So we'll see how we go. All right, so we've got beer bread on today. Oops, see what I mean about my angles? Okay. So while I've got you nice up close and personal with the screen, I know it's to the side, but I can actually show you as you scroll down. Oh, how are we? There we go. You can have a look at the information about the recipe as well. So prep time's 5 minutes, total time an hour 10, servings 12. You've got your ingredients down the side and your methods. So let's make some bread. So just hit continue. Oh, hang on. Sorry, skipped all the way to the end. That's helpful. Beautiful. Start cooking. Preheat oven. Now this is a imperial measurements. The Thermomix automatically changes everything to imperial for you, which is fantastic. So 375 Fahrenheit, which Google told me is about 190. So oven has been turned on. Grease and line a loaf pan. I've done that. I've actually got one of these. Let me lift you up. A reusable liner for my bread tin, which is awesome. So just going to hit next. So 18 ounces of self-raising flour, which I've got here. And again, everything gets weighed into the Thermomix. So I'm just gonna tip it in like so. 15, a bit more. I love this bread because it's ingredients that you're always gonna have around, if you're a beer drinker, you're always going to have around the house. It doesn't have any yeast because it's got the beer in it, which helps it rise. So it's great. It's a great go-to recipe whenever you want some beautiful fresh bread. So we've got a teaspoon of salt, pops in there. Hit next, an ounce of sugar, which again, that's going to measure. Might pop just a little bit less. So we've got 0.6. Lid goes onto the bowl. That's just going to mix everything up for about 10 seconds. So all right, just hit next. My favorite part, the beer. So this particular recipe does ask for a stout beer. So I am lucky my partner Antonio makes beer. Shout out to Stephen and Nicola if you happen to be seeing this. Thanks, tastes awesome. So you can use other beers. So I have made this with a pale ale. I assume most beers will taste fine. So stout beer goes in, again 12 ounces. Let's try not to make an absolute mess of this. I pop the whole thing in because it always trickles down the side, which I'm gonna just have to wing it, I think. Yep, there we go. 8, 9. Oops. Now you always, what a mess. You always pour more beer into the glass because that's for you to drink. So beer's gone in. Again, mixing bowl lid goes on the mixer bowl. So just show you where we're at the moment. Lid goes on. Next, and that's going to knead it for 20 seconds. I find with this particular recipe, it doesn't quite knead it completely. It might need to stay like that. I personally am a little bit OCD, so I pop it on for another 20 seconds. But I'll show you what it looks like as soon as this finishes. Almost there. Okay, I'm gonna hit next. Wait for the arms to open. Okay, so see, it's not quite mixed in, so I like to pop it in for another 20 seconds. So we just push the back arrow, turn the dial again, and that'll mix that up for another 20 seconds. Knead it through for another 20 seconds. Which 20 seconds to down your beer. Yum. Okay. Just spin your oops. Help if I didn't put my finger in front of the camera, huh? Okay. So that's better. So you can have a look now. It smells amazing. Oops, sorry, hands. There you go, all kneaded in. Now the only thing I struggle with this is getting it into the loaf tin. But quick trick with your dough, tip it upside down and just give the blades on the end a bit of a turn, and you'll feel it slowly. There we go. Whoops. Ah, perfect. Almost all of it. Grab our spatula. PS, favorite spatula. This is from the Mix Shop. They are about, I think, $7 or $9. They are fantastic because it actually gets under the blades to get everything out, which I'm just about to show you another tip as well. I'm just going to get off what I can. And for the bits that are stuck against the blade, we've got an awesome turbo trick for that. Now you'll see the the mixture, I don't know what you want to call it, is actually quite sticky. So it does say in the tips on the recipe that authentic beer bread is supposed to be kind of a bit rough on the top. So I just kind of, shove it in there a bit. So I'm going to pop the bowl back in just to get those last little bits off. Hi, Sam. Hopefully we can have some beer soon. That would be fun. So I'm just going to go back into my main page, which I want to show you for those that might not know if we can see. Okay, we're going to hit turbo mode. So arms automatically shut with that. We've got 1 second and we just turn the dial. I'm going to pop that onto 2 seconds. Turn the dial. So what that's done is it's just flicked all the dough. Can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait either, Sam. It's been way too long between drinks, I think. All right, so I'll just show you how that's just flicked. Look at all that extra dough. Look at that. Beautiful. Waste not, want not. All right, so we're going to pop all this extra bit onto the bread and then continue on with the next step. Favorite part, any Thermomix owner will tell you, is when it says without washing the bowl. So next step, we can pop back into here. I'm going to hit next. Transfer batter into, into dough pan. So bit of unsalted butter. We've got 2 ounces, which I'm going to pop in. Who doesn't love butter? What better bread? Beer and butter. Beautiful. Hitting next. Beautiful. Okay, so what that's going to do for 2 minutes is melt it. So once that's done, we tip the melted butter on top of the prepared mixture here in the tin. And then that goes into the oven for about an hour 10, I think it is. Actually, we're going to check and I'm going to show you how to do that. So, when you are in a recipe, what you can do is there's 3 little, let me get my little stylus in here. So there's 3 little dots up in the right-hand corner. You can hit recipe detail. And here you can scroll down and have a look at the recipe again. So if there are more steps, you can check to see what's next, or if you're one of those people that only get out ingredients as you go, that's a great way to check back and see what ingredients you need next. So now I know we need to bake for 60 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which Google, as we said, 190. Cools in the pan for 15 minutes and put it on a rack and eat it. So in the tips, does say that self-raising flour can be replaced with all-purpose flour and baking powder if you don't have self-raising flour. And beer bread traditionally has a rough top. Smooth out the dough enough to spread it in the pan evenly, which I think we did a pretty good job at that. So yeah, you can use different types of beers, which obviously will yield different results. So stout has a different flavour and colour than a lager. So I have tried this, as I said, with hand in front of the camera again, this is not good. I have tried with a pale ale and it does taste amazing. So I think any beer is pretty good. So any beer you like to drink is going to make your bread taste amazing. For those that don't like beer, it doesn't taste a lot like beer. So you won't, I don't think you'll be put off by the flavour at all. My mum's not a massive beer drinker. She loves this. How can you not? Check out this next part. This is my favourite. Apart from the part where I actually get to drink the beer. Okay, so butter has melted. Oops, I'm going to pop you, there we go. Butter has melted, so I'm going to, tip this all over the top of the bread, and this gives it the best crunch and crust up on the top. I'm just going to use my spatula just to get the last little bits of butter. Awesome. All right, so here's beer bread ready. Lol, thanks Sam. I feel like I'm not talking to myself. I love you. So bread is ready to get popped into the oven. 60 minutes. It doesn't need to rise, which is fantastic. So this is ready to go in an hour. I will pop up some photos when it's done. Thank you so much for hanging around and watching. Sam, can't wait till we can have some drinks, mate. It's been way too long. Guys, enjoy your weekend. Happy World Bread Day. And fingers crossed we're allowed out of jail on Sunday. Bye. Love yous all.